Hey everyone! Today we're making crispy, cheesy mozzarella sticks that are perfect for a snack or a party appetizer. With a golden, crunchy coating on the outside and gooey mozzarella on the inside, these homemade sticks are sure to be a hit. I'll walk you through every step, from prepping the mozzarella to frying them to perfection. Grab your ingredients, and let's get started. Alright, let's get started on these delicious mozzarella sticks. First, you'll need about 12 mozzarella sticks, either string cheese or cut-up block mozzarella. For the coating, grab 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, and 1 tablespoon of water for your egg wash. Now for the breadcrumbs. 1½ cups of Italian-style breadcrumbs will do the trick. To give it that perfect flavor, you'll want 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, and half a teaspoon of dried basil. Don't forget a pinch of salt and pepper to taste. For frying, you'll need some vegetable oil, and finally, grab your favorite marinara sauce for dipping. With these ingredients, you're ready to make the crispiest, cheesiest mozzarella sticks ever. Let's move on to the next step. First things first, let's get the mozzarella ready. If you're using string cheese, you'll need about 12 sticks, and you can cut them in half if you want shorter pieces. If you're using a block of mozzarella, slice it into strips that are about 3 to 4 inches long and about ½ an inch thick. Make sure all your pieces are the same size for even cooking. Once they're ready, we're going to freeze them, so place them on a baking sheet in a single layer. Stick the sheet in the freezer for at least 1 to 2 hours. Freezing them helps keep the cheese from melting too quickly when we fry them later, so don't skip this step. While those mozzarella sticks are chilling, let's get our coating stations ready. First, grab 3 shallow bowls. In one, add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. This is where we'll coat the cheese to help the egg wash stick. In the second bowl, whisk together 2 eggs with 1 tablespoon of water. This will make the egg wash that coats the sticks before we dip them in breadcrumbs. In the third bowl, combine 1½ cups of Italian breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, and another ½ teaspoon of dried basil. Add a pinch of salt and pepper for flavor. This breadcrumb mix will give your sticks that perfect crispy exterior. Now, it's time to coat our frozen mozzarella sticks. Take 1 stick at a time and start by dipping it into the flour. Roll it around to make sure it's coated evenly. Next, dip it into the egg wash, covering it completely, and then roll it in the breadcrumb mixture. Press down a little to make sure the breadcrumbs stick well. For extra crispiness, I recommend doing a double coat. Dip it back into the egg wash and breadcrumbs again. This extra layer will help the coating stay intact when frying. Once all the sticks are coated, they're ready to fry. Alright, let's heat up the oil. In a deep skillet or frying pan, pour enough vegetable oil to cover the bottom by about 2 inches. Heat the oil over medium-high heat until it reaches about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or when it's hot enough that a small piece of bread will sizzle in it. This is the perfect temperature for frying. If the oil is too hot, the cheese will melt too fast, and if it's too cold, the sticks will absorb too much oil and be greasy. Make sure the oil is just right before we start frying. Once the oil is hot, carefully drop the coated mozzarella sticks into the pan, making sure not to overcrowd the pan. Fry them in small batches if you need to. Fry each stick for about 2 to 3 minutes, or until it turns golden brown and crispy. Use tongs to gently turn them so they cook evenly on all sides. The cheese inside should stay melted, so watch them closely to avoid burning the coating. Once they're done, carefully remove them from the oil and place them on a plate lined with paper towels to drain any excess oil. Let's keep going. Once your mozzarella sticks are golden and crispy, it's time to serve. Place them on a plate lined with paper towels to remove any excess oil. You want them crispy, not greasy, so this step is important. Serve them immediately with a side of marinara sauce for dipping. They're best when they're fresh and hot, with that perfect melty cheese inside. Enjoy your homemade mozzarella sticks, crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside, and totally delicious. Lastly, here are a few tips to make your mozzarella sticks even better. First, freezing is key. Make sure to freeze the mozzarella sticks for at least 1 to 2 hours before frying. This helps prevent the cheese from melting too quickly and ensures that gooey inside. Second, for extra crispiness, double coat your sticks. After the first dip in egg wash and breadcrumbs, repeat it for a thicker, crunchier layer. Now, when it comes to frying, the oil temperature is crucial. You want the oil around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Too cold, and the sticks will get soggy. Too hot, and the coating will burn while the cheese stays cold. Don't overcrowd the pan either. Fry in batches to keep the oil hot and ensure even cooking. Finally, if you'd rather bake them, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for about 8 to 10 minutes for a healthier version. Enjoy your homemade mozzarella sticks.